Can hear me? Can you please confirm whether you all can hear me?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
we
sir.
can.
Yeah, thanks. We'll wait for another 2-3 minutes and start. Thanks, guys. All right, guys. So I think it's good time to start. Welcome you all for this session. තා පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්නේ කවුරු එක්පාරක් මාව ඇහෙනවද සහ මේ මගේ screen එක පේනවාද කියලා චුට්ටක් කියනවාද කවුරු හරි? For one last time, please. Can you hear me and also see my screen?
Can see your screen, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Okay, let's start then. So first of all, um, I think this session, night hack session, I started back in 2024 or so. Even before that, for multiple reasons, I couldn't continue. But this time, I'm going to continue for sure. And this is named as night hack, especially bug bounty. Then, of course, I have another one on Thursday, which is again a sort of a night hack for learning all about LLMs, large language models, but basically machine learning and AI. And also probably Friday I'll have one, but that will not happen weekly, but probably twice a month about how to create your startup or a product or something that you can sell. And mainly like uh, these few sessions, or say talking about this session, is all about earning money, right? So there's nothing more, nothing less, right? So if you learn something these days, you should be converted it to some monetary value. That's other than that, there's no value. If somebody says, no, I don't need money, it's all right. Right. So of course there's knowledge, brand value, whatever you look out for. But I mean, like, if you do a job, it's for money, right? Of course, there's experience, there's all this, pleasure and everything. But if you have a lot of money with pleasure, that's fine. So this is my objective. Convert your knowledge, skills, attitude into something monetary, and do it fast. And you might have to wait a little bit. Fast in the sense, for some it can be 10, 20, 30, 40 years. But with the technology right now, currently what we feel and face and what you go through, these things can be done in a quite a shorter time period. Again, I'm not asking you to go fast and furious and knock dead, but rather to showcase that there's a lot that you can do. There's a lot of people, they do that. Give an example, if you are right now in Los Angeles or Silicon Valley, San Francisco, somewhere, or even say London for that matter, or even Netherlands, Sweden, a lot of communities are doing this collaboratively, right? There are a lot of platforms, a lot of, I don't know, clubs trying to build things. So this is my effort also, is to set up a platform. I know there are so many other that available in Sri Lanka, but this is my effort to do the same thing in a few different areas. One, of course, security, and the other one that I love is AI, and also a few other areas also there, but mainly those two areas. And also I do firmly believe research. මම කී පාර කියලා තියෙනවා මේ LLM session එකට ආව නම් කලුත් මම කියලා තියෙනවා. අවුරුදු 20ක් ස්ට්‍රිට් එකේ උගන්වද්දිත් කියලා තියෙනවා. රිසර්ච් කියන එක මේ PhD academic එකක් නෙමෙයි. රිසර්ච් කියන එක දැන් හැමෝම කරන්න ඕන එකක් ඉස්සරහට. So you guys become researchers, you can do things faster and you can build solid things. And what matters for this session, if you become research oriented security guys, cyber security guys, you can do things proper, faster, and you can convert it to see like good monetary benefits. So this aim is basically or the objective of these sessions would be to start from scratch, start from zero to go up to hero. So that's the idea. So of course, there can be a lot of people who here who have loads of experience in cybersecurity. Like in my LLM sessions, there can be people who have loads of experience about AI. Uh, but we are going to start from a scratch. So some of the things that we discuss can be a little bit easier, or maybe you have heard many a times, but just be patient because I'm going to do this in a very different way this time. You will see it in like 5 to 10 minutes time. And also this is a platform. I'm always telling this from the last year onwards when I'm having these sessions. I'm not a lecturer, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a sir or something. I'm also somebody who's learning, trying to get benefited from these things. Of course, one is, of course, I do self-training, consultancy, coaching. That's how I earn money. Apart from that, I also do build products these days. I also do bug bounty in serious way. I also do, we'll come to that, smart contract security in very serious way. For most of my life, I have been just doing training. I'm teaching, asking students to do this and that, but I was not doing it, right? I was doing teaching coding, but I was not a like career coder or career software engineer. But I'm becoming one because now we have the tool sets or the platforms, ecosystems to do that. If you are a marketeer, you can do coding if you want to. That's where you know you have AI comes in. We'll come to that, right? So, in short, what I said up to this point is there's a lot of potential these days to earn money, right? Of course, if you want to become a guru or you want to become I don't know happy or all these things come follows through that, right? Isn't it? Otherwise, you don't have to do a job, you don't have to do a business, you can just stay at home, just doing nothing. The whole objective is earn it well, earn it using proper means, not illegal ways, and then enjoy, right? So, and while you're doing also, you can enjoy. So, this area also, the things that I do here, if you look at my community, the areas crypto, this and productivity, all these things are mainly focused on to grab or gather or to obtain some monetary benefits very clearly in a shorter time, right? But of course, remember, this is not to just to sell some tools or techniques. No, it's basically to understand the fundamentals. Without understanding the fundamentals, you can't go far. For cybersecurity also, it's completely similar, right? You have AI tools, everything. You have Chat GPT, Shell GPT, Hack GPT, or everything is there. You have to use them. Obviously, what I'm saying is use them. Don't say, no, we don't need AI. And then you're stupid. You have to use AI, but you have to be very good on fundamentals. So I will touch on fundamentals, everything in this particular set of sessions. The only thing is these sessions go a little slowly, as you say, but do understand I'm not just covering theory here, and also people who are not there in the LLM sessions Thursday, you can come to that. They are also, we do set up these 2 hours or 1.5 hours in a way. We talk about news, we talk about tools, we talk about case studies, we talk about or do a practical thing. It's just like being cooperative. And once in a while, if there's anyone who is from the participants who want to share something, there are a lot of people who can be quite knowledgeable, because your day job is to do SOC analysis, your day job is to do pen testing, your day job is to do red teaming, your day job can be to do malware analysis or reverse engineering. So why not share with others, right? මේ අර මොකක්ද කියන්නේ ෂෙයා කරන්න කරන්න වගේ දැනුම වැඩි වෙනවා, you get a you get a real value. So there's nothing more of a pleasure than seeing somebody's going through your path when you teach something, or you have to do it and see, right? Then you'll understand that, right? Anyhow, so in summary is that our plan is to do bug bounty, and I'll show you everything that I'm planning to do, don't worry. And also do it in a smarter way, right? Then you can do it at a shorter time, right? So there are so many potential pathways you can follow. You don't have to go through all of them. So as an example, I'm going to do bug bounty, smart contract auditing, doing malware analysis or develop malware, but don't sell it in dark markets. If you want, you can, but it's illegal. You shouldn't do that. If you're a good human, you should do that. And then onwards, you can do robotic security, drone security. My goodness, there are plenty of ways. You can hack AI models. So there's a lot happening right now. You can't even imagine the things that's going to happen, but don't worry. It's not to stress you out. But of course, that is where the real fun is, right? If you know the fundamentals, you can capture all these things quickly. Right. So and also anytime, if you have any questions, please do free to ask. This is not these teaching sessions. I'll be telling this all the time, and all the time I will tell you so also. Like these are like collaborative things, right? So time to time, I started this 2024, but I couldn't continue. But my plan also was like after some time, get people involved, get a guy who is from pen testing and share his knowledge, her knowledge. Similarly, participants can share their knowledge. We can have 15 minutes to showcase. Now we are going to do real bug bounty here, right? And somebody can show, right? So if you have earned $1,000, $100, $10, why can't you share it? That's how you go with, right? So we come to this, like if you are somebody who is not knowing what is cybersecurity, don't worry, we are going to learn about that. So I said it's hero to zero, right? Sorry, zero to hero, right? Not the other way around, right? So don't worry. If you are a very experienced, you have done a master's or even a PhD, it doesn't really matter, right? So that's still to learn, right? So yeah, hang on. So let's start with this. This is like a very recent job posting. I'm always telling, okay, you have to have a job first, get the experience, then you have to start your own. For a long number of years, we thought, okay, we can just do a job and that's enough. No, don't trust anyone these days. Don't trust. It says in cybersecurity, we say zero trust. Yeah, right. So don't ask me whether to trust your father or mother. For that, I don't say anything. But other than that, no, never ever. Don't trust anyone else. Zero trust. Or any human values, if you're seeing, don't trust. Right. Anyhow, so looking at this, Coinbase, probably you all have heard about Coinbase. It's one of the top companies, big companies on crypto. Right. So they have posted so many postings, and you can see almost all of them are remote. So now the question should ask is, if there are cyber guys here, maybe you're just starting, don't worry. Why can't I find a job like this? You can. That's actually, I know a lot of people have been applying for remote opportunities and getting, and I know some of them, and you probably know most of them, remotely working even from Sri Lanka, right? So as an example, if you look at some posting like blockchain security, we'll select another one. Most of them are blockchain, but you can see detection engineer, threat detection engineer, senior infrastructure engineer, OS security. My goodness, the different types of topics, right? Probably even not, probably you have not heard about. So if you carefully look give me a sec, most of these things, uh, just give me a sec. Yeah. So close this. So one thing you have to look at is the salary levels. And so they say, okay, so this is about blockchain security engineer. We talk about blockchains, crypto, smart contracts, everything. Don't worry. They're asking for bachelor's in cyber security, sorry, computer science, 2 years experience. That's it. Nice to have something. But see, like they talk about Go, Ruby, Python. Don't worry, we'll cover most of it. And they are giving that's quite a good salary, I believe, right? I'm not sure about Canada's tax, maybe like less than 30%. So you get almost like ලංකාවේ සල්ලි ලක්ෂ 20කට 15කට වගේ ගාණක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. If somebody saying experience, let me know, please. Please share, right? If you know something, don't just keep to yourself. කතා කරලා ටක් ගාලා කියන්න මෙන්න මේ ගාණ හම්බ වෙනවා මාසෙකට කියලා වෙලා. Right. So just at least read. සමහර කට්ටිය මේක දුන්නාම කියවන්නත් බයයි. හැබැයි බලන්න දැන් අවුරුදු 2ක experience තමයි අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ threat modeling වල. Think this is not undoable, not oh yeah, not undoable, or it's doable, right? So why can't you apply for this? And why can't you work from Sri Lanka, or at one point you can go to Canada, right? So this is what you should look at. So at least start reading these opportunities. ඇතර මේ sessions වල එකක් තමයි, we'll do bug bounty, we'll do threat hunting, you do all the stuff, fun stuff. But at the same time, why can't you apply for a good job, right? I'm not asking directly to start a company, right? Start a product. You can do that, but at the same time, get experience, go somewhere and go to a company where they have millions of dollars they spend on cybersecurity. මේ හොඳ ක්වෙස්චන් එකක් ලියා ගන්න, පොතක් පොඩි ජර්නල් එකක් පටන් ගන්න, පොඩි පොතක් අරගෙන ලියන්න පටන් ගන්න මේ නෝට්ස් සමහර ඒවා. ඔගොල්ලෝ වැඩ කරන කම්පැනිය cyber security කම්පැනියක් නම් හරි, it's like the service business or product business. You got a product base. ලංකාවේ නම් cyber security products කරන companies එකයි දෙකයි තියෙන්නේ. සර්විස් නම් ගොඩක් තියෙනවා මම හිතන්නේ cyber security, but normal company එක අපිට වර්චා කියලා cyber security allocation එක බලන්න. මොකද ඒකට කියන්නේ cyber security budget allocation එක කොච්චර තියෙනවද කියලා. දැන් Coinbase එක වගේ $1 billion company යන 100 million වත් මේක allocate කරනවා මොනවටද cyber security වලට. ඉතින් ගොඩක් American companies වල $1 billion වගේ $1 billion companies $1 billion budget එක cyber security වලට. ඉතින් හිතන්න කොච්චර සල්ලි ප්‍රමාණයක්ද කියලා. ඉතින් ඒක ගැන දැනගෙන ඉන්න එක හොඳයි. ඒක තේරෙන්න ඕනේ ඇයි අපි global company එක වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ. right? මොකද ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ budget එක සමහරවිට අපේ ලංකාවේ company එකේ සම්පූර්ණ budget එකට වඩා වැඩි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. right? So please understand that. එතකොට perks ඔක්කොම තේරුම් ගන්න. දැන් ඊට පස්සේ senior detection engineer පොඩ්ඩක් කියලා බලන්න මොනවද ඉල්ලන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ කියලා. So don't worry to read, at least to get familiarized. If you're not going to work for cyber security, but still just read it, you know, that makes sense. ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ මේ session එකට එන එකේ specific need එක bug bounty කරන එක වෙන්න පුළුවන්, but just get the experience. And remember, when you do these things, bug bounty, you'll become a great developer. අන්න එක මතක තියාගන්න. You'll become a great network engineer. You'll become a maybe like like another 5 years time, quantum computing will be available. I'm not saying it's going to wipe out every other thing, no, but quantum computers, like other things that we do, AI and all that, it will be there. So you have to understand the hardware aspect of that as well in the future, right? පොඩ්ඩක් බය වෙන්න හැබැයි වෙනස් වෙන්න එච්චරයි මං කියන්නේ. හරි. එතකොට මේවා කියවලා බලන්න. DLP, what is DLP? What is SOAR? right? So බලන්න. ඊට පස්සේ nice to have unicorns welcome. මේ unicorns කියන්නේ කවුද කියලා පොඩ්ඩක් check කරලා බලන්න. ඒ සමහරවිට මේ if you have a product in your hand, in your GitHub portfolio, LinkedIn portfolio, they will really welcome you. කරලා බලන්න පොඩ්ඩක් මං කලින් sessions වල කියලා තියෙනවා. Your family is blockchain, cryptocurrency, fine, blah, blah, blah. So you can see how much they're paying you. And of course, they give you දැන් හිතන්න බෑ බග් බවුන්ටි ගන්න කියලා මේ sorry ලක්මාල් මේ මේවා ගැන පෙන්නන්න කියලා no, just to give you the motivation. Target bonus, target equity. Some companies even give you a bonus quite similar to the yearly salary. And benefits including medical, dental, and if it is US, I think it's 401. I think it's their annuation. So what you call uh, it's like your investment plan, right? So sort of or ලංකාවේ නම් කියන්නේ මොකද්ද මේ ලංකාවේ මට කියන වචන මතක නැහැ මේකට හරියටම කියන වචනේ. අපේ තියෙන EPF ETF කියන්නේ වගේ එකක්, right? I think most of you are aware about it. Anyway, I'll quickly go through, and then you have seen infrastructure security engineers. They ask for 5 years, of course. Now AWS cloud. So when you do bug bounty, cloud bounties are huge thing these days. We're going to talk about them, right? And of course, remember, Go is a language which is going to be pretty popular years to come. So we'll touch on these things, clouds, don't worry, open policy agents, and see there's plenty of cloud stuff here, right? And they're paying you, again, almost 200,000 Canadian dollars per year. Canada at the tax time very like in US. Security engineer, OS security. Okay, now they're asking for 5 years, and you can see how much they're paying. And it's all about Linux, it seems, Linux kernel, because everywhere you see there's a Linux computers running. So you can see again, they're asking for Golang, Docker, Kubernetes. If there's the DevOps guys, you know what I'm talking about. If there's nothing that you know here, don't worry. I'm just wanting to motivate yourself. Just ask this very simple question. Why can't we go and work for Coinbase or Google or Facebook and can do the same? ඇයි අපිට මොනහරි අඩුද නේ අන්නේ අඩු මොනවද කියන තමයි හොයාගන්න ඕනේ. අතපය වල අඩුවක් නැහැනේ. අතපය අඩුවක් තිබ්බ ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. It's okay. හරි. ඉතින් ඕනතරම් මේ disable කියලා කියන්නේ අපි කියන්නේ differently able. Now we are calling it differently able. So we don't even use the word disable because we don't want people to assume disabled, right? හැමෝටම disability තියෙන හැම බැලුවම don't worry. So yeah, so they're paying 170,000 USD. Again, that's a really good salary. And no one can argue with that, right? I'm not going to talk too much about it. So any questions? So these sessions will really help you to jump into getting quite a good salary and also obviously get the motivation going and plan yourself to the future, and of course doing bug bounty and earn money out of it, right? So I will show you how much you can earn. It's not easy, but how much you can earn. Of course, you should plan for it. You should do it. There's no point of talking about these things unless otherwise you do it. මේ swimming වගේ තමයි මේ bug bounty කියන cyber security සමහර aspects, right? theory වලින් swimming කරන්න බෑ කවදාවත්ම. අපි කියන ලංකාවේ කියන භාෂාවෙන් ගොඩ ඉඳලා පීනන්න බෑ කියලා වෙලා කියනවනේ. බහින්න ඕනේ වතුරට. So මේක තමයි වෙන්නේ නැත්තේ. ඉතින් ඒක කලන්නම තමයි මේ plan එක තියෙන්නේ. මෙතෙන්ට එන්න මොන හරි try කරන්න. It's then you can have fun. Once you get into it, there's a lot of value in it, right? Okay, I'll stop showing these things and just to showcase what sort of a problem that we are talking about. But TikTok hit with 530 million pounds, the euro. You think it can almost like $1 billion fine for illegally sending users. We are talking about an industry in this big. TikTok කියන්නේ එක කම්පැනි එකක්. ඒගොල්ලෝ users ලගේ data පාවිච්චි කරන විදිය එක කරපු එක වැරද්දක්. යුරෝප් වල තියෙනවා GDPR තියෙනවා. Then you have their මේක මේ අයර්ලන්ඩ් වෙච්ච දෙයක් ඔය පේන්නේ. Irish Data Protection Commission එකෙන් තමයි නඩු දාලා තියෙන්නේ. EU's flagship data protection rules. Mainly GDPR. දැන් ඒක interpretation අලුත් වෙලා ඇති ඕන තරම්. ඉතින් මේවා වෙනස් වෙනවා මාර speed. ඉතින් TikTok වල කොහොමද ප්‍රශ්න ආවා US වලත් අපි ඔය පස්සේ කතා කරමු මේ සැරේ. ඉතින් මේ දැන් කරට ගෙවන්න වෙලා තියෙනවා. මේක maybe it's not finalized but this huge $485 million. That's a lot of money. But TikTok can pay it, of course. That's the funny part of it. So then so if you can find some vulnerabilities, they are willing to even pay $1 million. They're talking about $500 million fines that they're paying for one such in single incident. This is what you have to be careful about. So these big companies knows about it, right? So the value of data. දත්තවල තියෙන වටිනාකම හැමෝම දැන් දන්නවා. Machine learning model හැම එකම train කරන්නේ මේ data වලින්. ඉතින් ඔක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඉස්සරහට ලෝකේ AI මම පෙන්නන්නම් ඉස්සරහට AI model hack කරන්න පුළුවන්. අපි කියනවා prompt engineering කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. You can prompt injection කියලා තියෙනවා. Sorry, not prompt engineering, prompt injection. You can hack into large language models. Right? ඉතින් මේක සාගරේ වගේ. So just look at this news item. So පුළුවන් නම් හැමදාම hacker news වලට යන්න. If you're going to earn some dollars, not some dollars, millions on this area, cybersecurity, Hacker News is a good place to start with. Every day morning, hari whatever at the time you're reading, just go and read. A single incident in cybersecurity for most of the companies, they have to spend millions. ඉතින් ඔයාට $100,000 දෙන්න ඒගොල්ලෝ worry වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Just a single incident, right? So if you read, you'll understand that. I'm not going to read news today because I have a lot to show you. So, but every other day hereafter, we are going to talk about different types of cyber attacks, data breaches. Probably you guys can remember what happened in Sri Lanka, right? And right now, what's happening in Sri Lanka also, there's plenty of things happening, like Union Bank, එක මම හිතන්නේ ඒ වගේ ගොඩක් දේවල් hack වුණා, hack වෙලා තියෙනවා, සමහර ඒවා hide වෙලා තියෙනවා. සමහර දේවල් අපි දන්නවා, සමහර දේවල් අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. So like it's going to be a huge thing, right? So you understand. So all this information you need to understand, remember, and also you need to use for your own betterment. මම කියන්නේ මේ ගිලා කවුරුත් blackmail කරන්න ඒ වගේ ජරා වැඩ කරන්න නෙමෙයි. ඒවා එකට කට්ටියත් ඕන තරම් ඉන්නවා, right? So you have to go against these people. But anyhow, the point is that there's a lot of money to be earned in this specific domain of the domain we are talking about, cybersecurity, right? And of course, again, this is another incident that happened last month. Kelly Benefits December data breach impacted over 400,000 individuals. If you can remember, I even shared you one of those examples in the WhatsApp channel. You know this, what you call this, as you can see, there are a lot of extensions that we use, right? Save as PDF, Readwise, Mega, so to download stuff. So you have to be very careful of what you use, because some of these extensions, like if you Google, this is another way of earning money. Chrome extensions. You can write Chrome extensions. You can write a Chrome extension and see it's going really, really well. It can be quite a small thing, right? So this is what you're going to talk about in Friday sessions. Build startup using research. You can write, but your product can be quite a small thing, right? So in any of those areas, say, entertainment, art and design, games, you know what Chrome extension. I'm not going to talk too much about it. And at one point, if you have like, see, 1,000, this is like 85,000 users, right? Yeah, it's like 85,000 ratings there. Voxel Rebuy, I've never used it. It's some game something. Yeah, so the lot of ratings are there, so obviously there should be a lot more users. So what the initial devs can do is you can sell this to some third party. මේවා sell වෙනවා සමහර තැන්වල dark web එකෙත්. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒවා සල්ලි වලට ගන්නේ just for one single reason, that is to hack you. Right? මේ වගේ hack එකක් ගිහලා ළඟදී ගොඩාක් credit card details එළියට ආවා මේ තාමත් ළඟදී වෙච්ච දෙයක්. You have to be very careful of, so මේ වගේ, so there are two aspects here. You can build products, you can sell them. There are enough broker products like this. You can do it for this, or you can go to ChatGPT. Right? There are these things called what do you call them? I'm not having a pro version. Yeah, these things, right? GPTs, right? So you can build a GPT, right? So then you guys can basically earn millions out of it. And then the other thing is you can hack these things. that's another way of working on it. So we talk about these things, right? So this is what you have to be very careful about. Anyhow, so these data breaches are so huge. So this is what happened last month, and this resulted in, see, 400,000. So this there, what happens thereafter is we are going to talk about a little bit on the legal aspect as well. So then you have several legal related things coming out. So these can be different violations, then there are lawsuits. My goodness, so you can't even talk about it. So that's the amount of, now, even you have to be a bit of afraid about it. මේකට බය වෙන්නත් ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පේන්න ඕනේ මේක opportunity එක. ඔයගොල්ලෝ පොඩ්ඩක් ඒ පැත්තට කැමති කට්ටිය නම් legal පැත්තට, you guys can, become a legal consultant for cybersecurity. There are a lot of people like that who are earning millions right now. Yeah, so why can't you do that? That's my question. Yeah, so this one is about essential guide to smart contract auditing. We'll talk about it, but so that's very uh, recently there have been so many smart contract hacks. So if you've never heard about smart contracts, blockchain is a smart contract. I'm sorry, blockchain is a platform. Bitcoin is a smart contract. Everyone loves Bitcoin. At least I believe so, right? And it's a smart contract, and smart contract are getting hacked every day. Right? So there are a lot of vulnerabilities, and I'll show you. Okay, probably now is a good time to show you basically uh, where or how you can earn money. Of course, if you go into this is, I know some of you have seen enough these things, but probably anyone here, can you raise your hands if you have participated at least for one bug bounty program in your life and submitted a single report? අර නම් මේකට poll එකක් දාන්න ඕනේ, but කමන්නේ. Raise hands කරන්න. එක bug bounty. Now, there are several bug bounty platforms. HackerOne, Bugcrowd, Integrity. Yeah, Kamilu, thanks. We have only one guy here. Dinupa, thanks. Yep. And then, of course, yeah, there are a few actually, right? Ashan, thanks. Right. Yeah, there are almost three. Okay, there's a question. Thanks for that. Let me quickly check. You need to learn Rust or Solidity to learn about, yeah, if it is basically smart contract hacking, yes, you have to learn about Solidity initially, but there are other languages. So smart contract like Bitcoin, if you want to check, we talk about these things, don't worry. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මම මේ වචනේ කියයි අපි කතා කරනවා කියලා. ඉතින් ඒක ගැන worry වෙන්න එපා. මේක නිකන් කතාවක් විතර අහගෙන යන්න. Smart contract, sorry, Bitcoin smart contract. Bitcoin smart contract. මේක තියෙනවා මේ site එක මොකද්ද? කීප එක තියෙනවා මේක, but anyway, I think here you can check it. ඒක C වලින් තමයි මම දන්න විදිහට ලියලා තියෙන්නේ මුල්ම එක. Probably not here. Bitcoin smart contract code. Probably later on I'll show it too. There are a few places where this is hosted anyway. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. We'll have a look at it later. So anyhow, the answer for that is yes. So we come to that. Anyway, so I was just showing you. So if thanks anyway for people who just answered the question. So we have some experienced people, but everyone here will do that. Don't worry. So we'll go through the process. We'll go to the workflow. We'll understand the tools. We'll do it here, and you can also just submit one and have fun. And then, of course, if you do it continuously every day, 1 hour, you work on this, sure that within 2 to 3 months you can earn a bounty, and that money you can, of course, celebrate. Anyway, so this is smart contract auditing. So in bug bounty world, if there's anyone who is hearing this word for the first time, these bounty hunters are so famous. If you go and look at bounty hunters, these are bad people gone good. I think mostly these guys were in US, and these guys are, you can go and read this whole idea, right? So these guys were bad people, but working for what you call these police departments, or what you call as sheriff departments, uh, giving them the right to go and catch criminals. Criminals catch criminals for a bounty. So this is where the whole concept came to be. But this bounty or bug bounties, we're looking for bugs. Bugs are errors, right? So basically errors in code. So we do a lot of software. We do mobile applications, web applications, Chrome applications, and then smart contracts. My goodness, robotics as software. We build software for NASA, right? We have AI software. The world runs on software. There's no questions about it, right? In the future, there can be brain parts that's run in your brain, right? There can be parts that run in your heart. Even, of course, if you ever have seen a heart pacemaker, ඒගොල්ලෝ හිතනවා නම් මේ අපේ ඇඟ ඇතුලේ software දුවන්නේ නැහැ කියලා නෑ දැන්ටමත් දුවනවා. අතන සමහර කට්ටිය first time වෙන්නදී heart pacemaker එකක් දකින්නේ මේක තමයි pacemaker කියලා කියන්නේ. ඉතින් මේක කනෙක්ට් වෙනවා රිදම් එකක් දෙන්න මේ heart එකට. ඉතින් මේකෙත් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට rule එකක් ලියලා තියෙන්නේ සාකාරට කියන්න පුළුවන් මේක this can be electrical, electronics or mechanical. Yeah, this but there's a code here most of the time. අපි පස්සේ කතා කරමු කොහොමද මේ history එක develop වුනේ කියලා. I think of course then there's a code, there can be a bug. If there's a bug, somebody can hack into the bug and basically ruin everything. So right now I'm working with type. Probably if you came to the LLM session, these days I'm working on a research for OT, like there is operational technology. These are products that can run in a nuclear power plant. So of course, if you heard about this too, or malware called Stuxnet, මේකත් ඔය දැන් මේ රටවල් දෙකක යුද්ධයක් කරනවානේ. ඒ වගේම මේකත් ඉරාන් වල තමයි තිබි. ඉරාන් ඉතින් නියුක්ලියර් පැත්තට බර වුණේ දැන් මේ අදීය නෙමෙයි. හැබැයි ඉතින් මේක මම කතා කරන්න යන්නේ නැහැ ගොඩක්. මේකේ ප්‍රශ්න දිගටම තිබ්බ එකක් ඉතින්. ඒගොල්ලෝ try කරා දිගටම මේ ඉරාන් නියුක්ලියර් ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක. ඉතින් මේක 2008 දී මේක ආවිත් 2010 දී කියන්නේ ඇමරිකාවයි ඊශ්‍රායල එකතු වෙලා තමයි මේක කරේ කියලා ඉවරලා. පස්සේ අපි මේක ගැන ඩීටේල් කතා කරමු. ඉතින් මේක රීසන් එක තමයි ඉරාන් සල්ලිදියන් රටක්. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලන්ටත් නියුක්ලියර් කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන එකේ ඒගොල්ලෝ මේ try කරා දිගටම. ඒගොල්ලෝ හොඳ බ්‍රේනීස්ලා ඉන්න රටක්. ඉතින් try කරා. ඉතින් ඒක නවත්තන්න මේ Stuxnet එක වැඩ කරා. ඉතින් ඒක ඇත්තටම වැඩ කරනවා. ඉතින් මම වැඩ කරන්නේ මේ වගේ ඒරියාස් වල දැන්. ඉතින් ඒක මේ දවස්වල ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් බවට පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. මොකද මෙච්චර කාලයක් උනේ මේ වගේ ටෙක්නොලොජිස් කියනවා ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකට කනෙක්ට් වෙලා තිබ්බේ නැහැ. Right? Yeah, yes, no one. SCADA කියලා තියෙන ටෙක්නොලොජි අපි කතා කරමු ඉස්සරහට SCADA PLC. So ඉතින් ඒවා කනෙක්ට් වෙන ප්‍රමාණය වැඩි වෙන්න ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එක කියන එකට කනෙක්ට් වෙන්න ලොකු ප්‍රශ්න කොටකට මුහුණ දීලා තියෙන්නේ ලෝකේ. ඉතින් හැක් කරන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් හිතා ගන්න බැරි තරම් ස්පීඩ් එකෙන් grow වෙනවා. ඉතින් මේක තමයි ඕගොල්ලන්ට දෙන opportunity එක. ඉතින් so why don't you grab your opportunity here? So these sessions are there to give you the heads up, the roadmap and practical know-how how to do that. Right. ඉතින් බලන්න මේ සමහර ඒවාට reward එක දෙනවා. This is Chainlink කියලා කියන්නේත් ගොඩක් famous company එකක්. $200,000. ඉතින් මේකට දැන් මේක මේ දැන් run වෙන එකක්. දැන් මේ run වෙන bounty program එකක්. ඉතින් වටිනාකම තියෙන්නේ you don't have to have any expertise to connect with. There are some programs you need to have some expertise. You have to go through an interview process, like job එක වගේ. It's not a job, but even to participate, you have to go through some steps. මේක එහෙම නෑ. ඉතින් මේකින්ද ගොඩක් කට්ටිය මට යන්නේ නෑ. ඉතින් හිතනවා ඉතින් මම මොකටද යන්නේ? මේක හැමෝටම පුළුවන් නේ. That's opportunity. So go there and you can win something, right? So these are some awards up to $185,000. ලංකාවේ සල්ලි වලින් ඉතින් කීයක්ද හිතලා ගණන් හදලා බලන්න. Right? So 1 million කියලා කියන්නේ කෝටි 30ක්. ඉතින් මේක almost කියන්නේ මේක පහෙන් බෙදුවම හරි. ඉතින් කෝටි 6ක් 7ක් විතර වගේ නේ කෝටි වලින් ගත්තාම. හරියට ඒක ගත්තොත් එහෙම. ඉතින් බැරි නැහැ. ඒ බැරි වෙනවා නම් ඒ අහන්න බැරි වෙන්න හේතුව. ඔයාලට මොලේ නැතුවද නැත්නම් අතක් පයක් නැතුවද නැත්නම් නේ ඇස් දෙක නැතුවද ඉතින් ඇස් දෙක නැති කට්ටියත් මේවා කරනවා right blind කට්ටියත් මේ කරන කාලයක් මේක හරි anyway you got the point right so this website called Code for Arena they host specifically bounty programs for smart contracts මේකත් bug bounty තමයි so they are paying lot more why because මේවා මේ තියෙන එකක් විශේෂත්වයක් තමයි අනිත් software වගේ නෙමෙයි අප්ඩේට් කරන්න හරි අමාරුයි bitcoin protocol එක අපි blockchain එකට දැම්මට පස්සේ ඇදලා අරගෙන ආයෙ වෙනස් කරන්න අමාරුයි ඊතන තරක් වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන් හැබැයි හරි අමාරුයි ඒකින්ද මේ මුලින්ම මේ companies risk එක බලලා ගෙවන ගාණත් වැඩි දැන් bug bounty වලට මෙච්චර ගෙවන්නේ නැහැ හරි bug bounty වලට 200,000 වගේ ගෙවන්නේ නැහැ උපරිම දෙන $50,000 වගේ තමයි සමහර වෙලාවල unique opportunities තියෙනවා මේ ඔච්චර ගණක් හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් හැබැයි you know so you can understand so and what you have to do you can get the whole code downloaded to your computer and you can start fiddling with it you use the word fiddle and you can find bugs so if you find a high risk bug my goodness you can get this amount ඉතින් මේක තමයි limit එක. ඉතින් මෙතනින් එහාටත් යන්න පුළුවන්. හරි. ඉතින් why can't you do that? That's the question. If you have a knowledge problem, we learn that. The biggest problem is attitude. I don't care. Right? But in Sri Lanka, රුපියල් ලක්ෂ දෙකේ පඩියට කට්ට කනවා මාසයක් තිස්සේ. Right? So ඔක තමයි වැරද්ද. නැත්නම් අපි හිතමු දැන් even if you go somewhere else ඒකත් ඒ වගේ තමයි නේ. මාස අවුරුද්දකට හම්බෙන්නේ මේ ගානනේ නේ. අවුරුද්දකට හම්බෙන්නේ කැනඩාවල වැඩ කරත් හොඳම කම්පැනි එක. Almost like the Google, Facebook ගෙවනවා හොඳ senior architect $250,000, $500,000 වගේ. ඉතින් so do two of these competitions, you are good to go, right? So done, right? For 1 year. Yeah, so I think there are some other projects which ran. So you have to know a little bit. මේ ecosystem එකට වැටෙන ටික දවසක් යනවා. මේ මොකද්ද මේ company එක. We talk about these things. Don't worry. ඉතින් මෙතන සමහර කට්ටිය හිතනවා නම් මට මේ ගොඩක් programming බෑ. Don't worry. Now you can code through cursor. Most of you probably have heard about it. Cursor තියෙනවා, Windsurf. They will code for you. Don't worry. Right? දැන් මම මේ කියන්නේ හැබැයි මේ කෝඩින් ඉගෙන ගන්න එපා, කෝඩින් ඕනේ නෑ ඔයාලට. ඒ ගොන් කතාව නෙමෙයි. මම කියන්නේ tools තියෙනවා, බය වෙන්න එපා කියන එක මම කියන්නේ. ටික ටික ඉගෙන ගන්න. Right? ඉතින් ඒ වගේම if you guys are coming from like completely different field, like I don't know, maybe you like arts, then still you can use those skills. There's something of social engineering. We'll talk about it. If you're coming from finance background, still you can use it. Later on, we'll see කොහොමද දැන් කවුරු මට කියනවද ෆයිනෑන්ස් වැදගත් වෙන්නේ කොහොමද මේ හැකින් වලට කියලා මට කවුරු දැන් මේ කරපු කට්ටිය ඉන්නවනේ මට එක්සැම්පල් එකක් දෙන්න කතා කරන්න බය වෙන්න එපා මෙතන හරි වැරදි නැහැ just learning experience if you carefully listen to my talk also I have the recording I will host it and put it to you you can find so many mistakes I think you know, it's how it is right I'm also a person who is learning every day it's okay anyone here if you're a finance guy yeah 1:1 yes of course anti money laundering bounties වලට හිතන්න කොහොමද කියලා අපි දැන් මේ කරන වැඩේට bounties අපි දැන් ඔන්න අපි එකක් බැලුවා we don't worry we're going to talk about the different types of competitions in every session අපි මේ මම මේ නිකන් කියනෝ නෙමෙයි දැන් ගොඩක් කල මම ඉස්සර කරලා දෙනා කරන්නේ මෙන්න දිනවා ඔන්න දිනවා ඔච්චර තමයි නෑ අපි එතනින් එහාට ඉස්සරහට යනවා මේ එක කම්පිටිෂන් එකට මේ කම්පැනි මෙතන මේ කම්පැනි ගැන ස්ටඩි කරනවා එයි මේ කම්පැනි මෙච්චර සල්ලි ගෙව්වේ ඇයි ඊට පස්සේ මේ කවුද සල්ලි ගෙව්වේ සල්ලි ගෙව මනුස්සයෙක් Twitter account එක පවා එච්චර detail එකට අපි යනවා so just understand that okay so my question finance ගැන දැනගත්තාම කොහොමද ඔයාලට මේ bug bounty කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ anyone yeah so තවත් මම let's go to mergers and acquisitions anyone heard about mergers and acquisitions is that acquisitions yeah so mergers and acquisitions are called the bug bounty can someone please tell me what's a merger and acquisition mergers කියන්නේ මම mergers කියනවානේ merger and acquisition anyone now Instagram කියන කම්පැනි අයිති කාටද දැන් Zuckerbergට yeah exactly lot of discrepancy exactly yes so Instagram was initially owned by someone else but Mark Zuckerberg took the company into Meta or Facebook and then WhatsApp was owned by someone else so it's sort of an acquisition merge කියලා කියන්නේ ලොකු companies දෙක එකට එකතු වෙනවා ඒ වගේ on the Procter and Gamble මේගොල්ලෝ දෙවෙනම තිබ්බ companies මම හිතන්නේ right මොනවාද ඊට පස්සේ PwC Price Waterhouse Coopers එහෙම තමයි ගොඩක් වෙලාට law firms එකක් හැදෙන්නේ මේ විදිහටමයි mergers විදිහට එක හොඳ lawyer කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා අපි හිතමු නිමල් කියලා and you know Nimal and Kamal lawyers right එහෙම set වෙනවා එහෙම තමයි ගොඩක් අර set වෙන්නේ ඉතින් problem is if there's one company A or B right they're really good on cybersecurity the architecture is pretty great but soon as you do have a merger suddenly you have to connect so many things assets IP addresses domains my goodness it's a terrible nightmare for IT guys it's not that easy right so that's where errors comes a lot of vulnerabilities we are going to talk about it see so everybody has a potential motivation and a potential opportunity and right so this is some real value addition මේක බලන්න ඉතින් අපි පස්සේ මේක detail යනවා හරි මේක තියෙන අපි හැමදේම step wise අපි කතා කරනවා මේ ERC20 tokens වල ඉඳලා හැමදේම so don't worry but just get the motivation ඊට පස්සේ hacker1 එකට යන්න hacker1 I'm not going to go internal to this but hacker1 is a great big platform now they do bug bounty and so many other things pen test as a service Again, you can build product for this. Come to the Friday session if you want to build products. We'll build products, AI red teaming, and so many other things. Or VDP, which is sorry about it. Hope you guys can hear me now. I hope there was an connection downtime. Can you guys hear me
Yeah, we
now?
can hear you.
Yes, no, you can hear, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir, we can hear.
Yeah, thank you. So I was just saying, so if you go to HackerOne, there are a lot of things, probably you guys heard about it. If not, like they have multiple different things that they do. But if you really want to go to their bug bounty platform or bug bounty section of it, you can see they host so many different uh, bounty, what do you call this? Let me quickly log in only for this one. Probably like most of you have seen this, but this is for people. There can be one or two people probably are seeing this for the first time. So I'll quickly go through this. Maybe I don't have to log in. Yeah, opportunities. We'll go to opportunities. Yeah. So you can see big companies, Tinder and yeah, Nice Hash. I have worked with Nice Hash. So sometimes $20,000 for some bounties, right? So there's a lot of big companies involved here and small companies. Of course, Grab is a big company. Silicon Labs Vulnerability. So they pay you a lot. If say if you talk about Grab, it's a cab company. I think it's popular in Singapore, probably not in Sri Lanka. As a ride sharing or ride hauling application. So anyhow, you can see they are paying their critical bounties. They pay up to $15,000. Not bad, not bad. These are all a USD, right? And they have the mobile apps. So you can go and read the scope. We'll see how to do this. Don't worry. And most of all, in these sessions, I'll teach you how to use AI for this. Nice. When I was teaching these some of these things earlier, like there were no chat GPT. So we had to do most of the things manually. Of course, there were so many tools from Nmap to Nessus, but now there are plenty of AI tools. So, but remember, we had to know the basics. You had to know how to use Nessus or Netcat or Linux commands that you have to understand. But of course, now there are so many easy ways. So don't get yourself bogged down. අර එකපාරට දුනා අයියෝ මට නම් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ command ගහන්න. ඒක බය වෙන්න එපා ඒකට. දැන් ඒවා කරන්න ක්‍රම ඕන තරම් තියෙනවා. Right. Anyhow, so this is just to I think I don't want to show you so many things because we are going to go individually for these things later on. But this is for people who have never seen this bounty program. So I have shown you now. Of course, Bug Cloud is another one. Such a huge platform. There are so many things as you can see. I'm not going to go and look at all these things. And Integrity is another one. And then there are so many other platforms. And also, if you want to go for individual platforms, you can go to White Hat, Facebook. Sorry, it should be Facebook White Hat. You type it right. Yeah, so then you can go to Meta Bug Bounty Program. So if you carefully look, total rewards up to date is total rewards for 2025. They have paid almost $3 million of bounty rewards only from Facebook. So they have, you can see like, they have up to 300,000 uh, mobile related mobile RCs, remote code executions, WhatsApp private processing. So just that's plenty. Don't worry, we talk about these things individually. And of course, if you go to GitHub, they have their GitHub bug bounty programs. I think it's enough, right? Any questions? So we'll come to these things a little bit later on, but I hope you got the idea. So now you know where's the money and how we can go and start. If you want, you can start now. So these people who have never heard about these things. Others, I know most of you are aware about these things. Any questions up to this point? Any questions? Oh, good. Okay. So now what's the roadmap? Of course, you have to know the basics. I'm always telling you roadmap.sh is a very good website. So if you go to cybersecurity, I'll quickly go to cybersecurity. It doesn't mean you don't have to know the basics. No, you have to, when time comes. So I'm not going to like say, okay, I'm going to start from front end beginner and go to front end. No, we'll do practicals. But whenever needed, if I want to do iOS hack, so I'll go to this iOS roadmap and take you through a quick journey and give you that big mind map. So that's the easier way to learn. Don't worry. I'll give you so many techniques, flashcards, how to use ChatGPT to do better things, and voice commands to do things faster and everything. So the never learn methods of learning, right? But anyhow, there can be a day where you have to go through what is iOS, right? And if you think that's your world, you have to just to become an iOS hacker, yeah, that's probably the best way to go ahead. There's no way that or nothing called like you have to learn everything about cybersecurity. No, just learn about iOS. There are billions of iOS users, or simply saying Apple users, which uses iOS as their mobile operating system. So all these OSs are built from Objective-C and Swift, and basically these are the things that they use every day. Xcode is their platform, and Swift UI is the UI. And for animations, they use some of these libraries. Yeah. So if there's a vulnerability in any of those, click, 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 you can hack the system. I hope it's clear. Right. Yeah. So, and resource-wise, don't worry. There are plenty of resources. There's resources enough to watch for a few lifetimes. So there's no point of collecting resources. Just do it, guys. Right? Just do it. Right? Whenever you need to go to a resource, you can go to a resource. But anyhow, I just wanted to say we start from zero. Right? If we don't know nothing about cybersecurity, still we talk about the basics. If you go through this roadmap, you understand what is computer hardware. What do you mean by memory? What do you mean by binary? What do you mean by a register? So because if you want to become a reverse engineer, you need to know all these things, right? But again, don't worry. Like I said, I'm not going to take a one day and talk about hardware. No, we do something when the need comes. I'm going to teach you that, right? Yeah, I use the word teach, but I'll share the knowledge. And of course, you have to understand, of course, about Hack the Box. People who have never seen Hack the Box, it's a wonderful place. Uh, it was the first of all the platforms. I think, of course, before even Hack the Box, there was something a vulnerability hub, uh, and people have never heard about vulnerability hub. This is one of the best places which we started, which I started like 10, 15 years back. And of course, there's a lot of CTFs. If you go to CTF time, there is another world, of course, if you are interested. But if you've never played CTF, if I ask the question, maybe there are a few of you who have played CTFs. But of course, every day there's a new game happening. And every day, of course, country-wise, there are teams. Some of them are hacker groups. They come and play and have the fun. So then and there, we'll also try to play one. I cannot promise you everything, but we get more people involved. So you can build your own small gatherings. You can do this. You should do this. This is where the fun is. I don't know, like, I've been trying out these things, but very rarely people go and do these things. But it's sometimes in different countries, in different communities, this is quite different. People go and do those crazy things, right? I'll show you later. As an example, how many of you have ever thought of going to DEF CON? Anyone here? I think almost all of you know about DEF CON, right? How many of you uh, ever even up to this point නිකම් හිතලා බලන්න මේ වෙනකන් සමහර කට්ටිය සයිබර් සිකියුරිටි අවුරුදු 5ක් 6ක් කරපු කට්ටිය වෙන්න පුළුවන් 10ක් කරපු කට්ටිය නැත්නම් just started හරි මේ DEFCON කියන conference එකට යන්න හිතලා plan කරපු එක්කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවනම් මෙතන කියන්නවට අත උස්සන්නේ ඇති ඒක පටන් ගත්තේ ඇමරිකන් ඩිෆෙන්ස් එකෙන් මිනිස්ට්‍රි එකෙන් පස්සේ මේක පබ්ලික් කමියුනිටි එකට දුන්නා මේගොල්ලෝ තව ගොඩක් මෙයාගේ conferences තියෙනවා DEFCON කියලා කියන්නේ ඉතින් best place කවුරු හිතලා තියෙනවද anyone yeah great පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරන්න කැමති නම් පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරන්න වගේ හරි කියන්න දැක්ක නම් බයන්තෝ කියන්න අනේ ඒක මාර වැලියු අනිත් කට්ටියට තාම නැත්නම් it's okay I understand right ඉතින් බලන්න කවුරු ප්ලෑන් කරලා තියෙනවද මේකට ස්පීකර් කෙනෙක් විදියට යන්න right get involved like a speaker මෙතන involve page එකක් තියෙනවා කවුරු හරි අඩුමනේ ක්ලික් කරලා බලලා තියෙනවද අද හැමෝම ගිහලා බලන්න කවදා හරි දවසක තව අවුරුද්දකින් දෙකකින් බලන්න මේකේ ස්පීකර් කෙනෙක් වෙන්න ඔයාගේම සෙෂන් එකක් දාන්න try කරන්න මේකට මයින් අහන්න පස්සේ sorry ලක්මාල් දාලා තියෙනවද කියලා. Yeah, maybe I have, right? Maybe I will present one next year. Who knows, right? Anyway, so there are workshops, there are plenty of things here. And DEFCON එකේ අවුරුදු ගානකම වීඩියෝස් මේක බලන්නත් පුළුවන්. මීඩියා ගියොත් එහෙම. හරි? ඉතින් ඒකත් මම කියන සමහර කට්ටිය වෙලාව නැහැ YouTube එකේම බලන්න. ඒතර ඒකත් මම කෙටි ක්‍රමයක් කියලා දෙන්න. කොහොමද මේ DEFCON වීඩියෝස් ටික ඔක්කොම එකපාර බලන්න කියලා වෙලා. knowledge එක ගන්න කියලා. We'll come to that. Anyway, so this is just some idea. So there's so many things to connected with. But anyhow, what I want to say is know the best places where you want to hang around. So Hack the Box is one of such place. The people who have never heard about Hack the Box, even there's a certification from Hack the Box. They have recently started, not recently in the sense quite recent, but they started this certification. If you search for, I think, Hack the Box Academy certifications, cybersecurity certifications. So that's quite good certification. One for pen testing, one is called CPTS, one for bug bounty hunter. So of course, if you really hang around with us, right, you'll be able to do this certification. And this is not an easy one, but it's quite interesting. There are top few certifications in the world for cybersecurity. If I ask Perplexity, what are the top 10 cybersecurity certifications? Offensive, defensive, defensive, governance. Let's see what Perplexity says. They will not lie. You can get the research reading sources as you can see. Let's look at this. OSCP is one of the top. CH, I normally don't put them in, right? So I normally dislike the way how they do normally things, but OSCP, yes, of course, right? So these sessions will teach you a lot about OSCP. GPEN from SANS, I do think so. It's quite expensive. That's the problem. These are very, I would say, entry-level certifications from CompTIA, not bad, quite good. And GIAC, again, SAN stuff. And Cisco have their own certified. There was some changes for the recent certification, but yeah. So I have done a lot of GRC certification. I have done CISSP 2005. That was almost 20 years back. And I have done CISA in 2009, again, 15 years back. Yeah. So likewise, these also can be, this is normally these certifications are done by people who want to go to the management side of cybersecurity, but still these are also valid. We'll talk about when time comes. But now there are so many other cybersecurity certifications as well. For operational technology, military technology, my goodness. App development, there are plenty, right? So, but anyhow, just keep these things in mind. You have the video later on you can watch, but these things you can have a kind of, I would say, plan ahead. Defensive security analyst, it looks fun, right? To look at even the images and everything. Web exploitation experts. Now, somebody can say, have they copied offensive security? Because offensive security certifications are also uh, quite similar, right? So OSCP is one such. If you go to offensive security OSCP, right? They also have quite similar certifications, right? Pin 200 is for ACP, and they have several other certifications. So as you can see here, web application security, exploit development. This one is quite good. This series, exploit developments, that's like building malware and defensive security. Hack the Box also have quite similar, like even things like Active Directory, which is very important these days. This is Active Directory is Windows world. Yeah, so we'll learn about these things in this series. It's like a bit of time. I'm saying next week I can cover this stuff, but we'll give you the overall knowledge. That's how this is going to be different than a class. Right? You get your basics right, then you can do these things. And once you go and want to study the syllabus, you know that, oh, I know most of it. I have really practically used it for hacking. I have earned some bounties. Oh my goodness, this is not going to be that hard. Yeah, that should be the attitude. That attitude change will come obviously. And of course, later on we'll talk about different certifications and how you can approach them and onwards. So I can close all these things. Yeah, any questions? So please remember what I said. I said a lot of things today, but don't worry. Next few sessions, what I do is beforehand, I will give you the areas which I'm going to cover. And if you already know about it, you can probably skip some of the experienced people, but just hang around, right? And today's session, I go a little fast because there's a lot to cover, but don't worry. This is just to give you the like the knack of what we are doing. දැන් මොකද වෙන්න යන්නේ මේ සීරීස් එකේ කියන අදහස තමයි දෙන්න යන්නේ. දැන් අපි මේ වෙද්දි සමරයිස් කරලා බලමු මොනවද කතා කරේ කියලා චුට්ටක්. Let me yeah. So basics I said okay මේ platform එක දුවන්නේ කොහොමද? මෙතන මේ එක පොරක් ඉන්න එහෙම කතාවක් නෙමෙයි තියෙන්නේ. We are going to create a community where the whole aim is to do monitoring. Monetary engagement. අපි කොහොමද සල්ලි හම්බ කරන්නේ? ඉතින් ගොඩාක් areas තියෙනවා. I have already built up a small website for it. Let's bring it down. I'll tell you how to create such. So this website එක ටග් ගාලා Gemini වලින් හදන්න පුළුවන්. මම පෙන්නන්නේ මොනවද අපි මේ earnings. Can you guys see my website clearly? මම මේක share කරා කලින් ඔයගලන්ට WhatsApp එකේ බලන්න සමහර විට පොඩි warning එකක් එනවා මුලින්ම ඒක that's not a big thing. Can you guys see it? Cyber earning roadmap. Cyber earning roadmap. Can no yes thank you so you can see here these are the basics you know networking fundamentals OS internals pretty amazing I love this area programming yes again yeah programming is such a wonderful thing ඔයගොල්ලන්ට programming බෑ නම් මම හිතන්නේ මම නම් උගන්ලා නැහැ උගන්න programming උගන්න මොනස් එකේ වැරද්ද විශේෂයෙන්ම ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ තරත්ත right programming කියන්නේ එච්චරටම fun විෂයක් on the YouTube channels තියෙනවා tech with him and there are a few other guys බලන්න programming ආසිතේ right but this perseverance and adaptability මේක හරියම වැදගත් ඒක පස්සේ කතා කරමු ethical compass එකක් තියෙනවා මේක තමයි වැරදින්නේ නැත්තම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ කරන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මෙතන ගියොත් එහෙම ඔයගලන්ට මොකක්ද ඒක exploit db ගියොත් එහෙම බලාගත්ත හැකි කොහොමද එහෙම සල්ලි හම්බ කරන්න කියලාත් right එහෙමත් බැරි නෑ ඉතින් ඒ පැත්තට යන්න එපා ethical compass එකක් තියාගන්න පොඩි මාලිමාවක් තියාගන්න හරි පැත්තටද වැරදි පැත්තට යන්නේ කියලා ඉතින් මම නැවත ගොඩක් කතා කරන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ මේ ඉතන තියෙන බැලුවොත් එහෙම vulnerability set එකයි code set එකයි exploit db එකේ right මෙතන exploits තියෙනවා shell codes තියෙනවා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට බලන්න පුළුවන් මේ කොච්චර codes තියෙනවද මේකට දාන්න මිනිස්සු හරිම හොඳයි මිනිස්සු නරක මිනිස්සු නෙමෙයි මේගොල්ලෝ මේ exploit එක ලියලා දානවා ඉතින් ඔයගොල්ලෝ කියලා හරිනම් මේ මල් තියලා වඳින්න ඕන සමහර මිනිස්සුන්ට මේ තමයි මේ ගොඩක් කට්ටිය මේ ලොකු companies virus හදන companies virus scan හදන companies මම ඉගෙන ගන්න. ඉතින් මම දන්නේ මේ මිනිස්සු සල්ලි හම්බ වෙනවාද කියලා සමහර වෙලාවට සල්ලි වලට දෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒක වරදක් මම දකින්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි මතක තියාගන්න Kaspersky කියන කම්පැනි කීප පාරක් ඒගොල්ලෝ නඩු වැටුණා. ඒගොල්ලෝ malware එළියට දැම්මා කියලා. මේ Kaspersky කියන්නේ මම හිතන්නේ Kaspersky කම්පැනි මේ රෂියන් කම්පැනි එකක්. හැබැයි එහෙම කියලා වෙලා හිතන්න එපා රෂියන් කම්පැනි විතරයි ඒවා කරන්න කියලා අපෝ නෑ. මේ Kaspersky මේ නම ඇමරිකන් කම්පැනි McAfee කම්පැනිසුත් එහෙම කරා කියලා තියෙනවා. මේක රෂියන් කම්පැනි එකක්. මේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට නඩු කීපයක් වැටුණා මේ වැඩේ කරා කියලා. ඉතින් පස්සේ පොඩ්ඩක් මේ wiki එක කියලා බලන්න හරි ඉන්ටරෙස්ටිං. ඒ වගේම McAfeeත් ඒ වැඩේ කරා කියලා තියෙනවා. හරි. Anyway, so we can talk about this. So then of course we are going to do some of the activities in HTB. When we want to learn the basics, we'll always go and do it in a gamified way. Alright. කම්මැලිකමේ theory slide බල බල කරන්න වෙලාවක් නැහැ අපිට. fun විදිහට කරන්න තියෙන්නේ මේ වගේ hack the box නැත්නම් try hack me. try hack me මම හිතන්නේ හැමෝම වගේ දැකලා ඇති. ඒක rooms තියෙන්නේ labs වගේ. ගිහලා ටක් ගාලා කරලා පොඩි fun එක ඉවර කරන්න තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේ කීපයක් තියෙනවා මම පෙන්නන්න ටක් ගාලා burp suit academy කියලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් මේකෙන් ගොඩක් ඔය web security පැත්තේ දේවල් ඕගලන් try out කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් හැම දෙයක්ම interest වෙන්නේ අර නිකන් attack කරන්නම තමයි තියෙන්නේ fun එකේ right. මෙතන ගියාට පස්සේ they also have a certification if they want to do. So මේ බලන්න මේ හැම එකම අපි කතා කරන්නේ large language models ගැන in other session we can how to attack them. ලස්සන lab එකක් හදලා තියෙනවා. අපිට තියෙන එක ගිහිල්ලා පටන් ගන්න තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඉස්සර වගේ නෙමෙයි හරිම ලේසි දේවල් කරන්න. right. මේ ගොඩක් කරලා free. ගොඩක් කරලා මේ free. They are free. right. Yeah, so we'll learn that. And of course, how we can earn money. දැන් හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න මෙන්න මේ ටික bug bounty. The bug bounty hunting offers direct performance-based route for significant earnings. Success hinges on strategically targeting high vulnerability. මෙතන හිතන්න තේරුම් ගන්න අපි strategic වෙන්න ඕනේ. නිකන් code ටික දැනගත්තා කියලා tools ටික තිබ්බා කියලා මේක දිනන්න බෑ. හරි. So that's a plan to go ahead. So we'll talk about all these things. And as you can see, these days there's so much of vulnerabilities are spent. ගොඩක් වැඩිපුර සල්ලි ගවන්නේ cryptocurrency I showed you earlier. Financial services, DeFi, DAO, DAO කියලා කියනවා. ඒ වගේම banks, they pay you a lot. And of course cloud companies, AWS, Azure, Alibaba to everything. මේ දාස AliExpress ලංකාවේ ප්‍රසිද්ධයි නේ. Right. ඊට පස්සේ hardware. of course, again, lot of money. Yeah, I think මොනවද ඉගෙන ගන්න තියෙන්නේ web application focus, uh, key vulnerabilities. Don't worry, these are not really hard, things like that. And of course, a lot of tools. Burp suit කියන එක හරි famous. Recon කියන එක හරි important cyber security වල නැත්නම් bug bounty වල. We talk about reconnaissance. අපි කියන හොයනවා information, search කරනවා මුලින්ම. අන්න ඔය අදහසක්. I think there's plenty of tools and map nesses and everything. And then scanners. Uh, that's a scanner called Nuclei, so famous, and there are so many other tools. Don't worry, you have to understand the workflow. This is what a lot of people are really not getting right. හැමෝම බලනවා කොහොමද අපි ගිහිල්ලා මේ tool එක ඉගෙන ගන්න කියලා. tool එක ඉගෙනගෙන තේරුමක් නැත. Right? So this is something you have to understand. You have to understand the workflow. How do I really catch a bug? එතකොට tools පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕනේ එතන අවශ්‍යතාවය මත. So that we will learn, don't worry. And also there's another part where you have to do write-ups as well. There's a part where you need to do write-ups. So that also we can use tools like ChatGPT, don't worry. And smart contracts is another huge one. Over $9 billion has been compromised through smart contract hacks, with 1.2 billion only in 2024. This is huge amount of money, right? Yeah, so you can understand. And these are some of the attack types, vulnerability types, which you can talk about later. Re-entrancy, integer overflow, and plenty more. Again, for them also, there are tools and there are different places we can try things out. Yeah. And then malware and reverse engineering, another huge area. So most of the time, these are not the areas that in common day, everyday people talks about, but we are going to talk about these things. Writing a malware is not that hard. Right? I'll teach you how to write a malware, and of course, just YouTube it. There are plenty of guys. There are few good YouTubers. There's one guy called Crow. He's crazily interesting to look at what is their videos, and of course, there are plenty more. Live Overflow and plenty of other people who writes malware and do crazy things, and of course, good bloggers. And of course, yes, you can see the salaries for reverse engineers. They are paid a lot, sometimes $500,000 per year. And of course, there are analysts, and then of course, security engineers. And then of course, there are tools. We'll talk about these tools like Cuckoo. කම්මැලි නම් පොඩක් කියන්න මොකද මම කියාගෙන යනවා. I just wanted to show you the scope here. That's all. Don't worry too much, right? ඉතින් මේකදී මේ හැම දෙයක්ම වගේ හැම දෙයක්ම open source ගන්න පුළුවන් disassemblers. මේකේ tools එකක් දෙයක් තියෙනවා සල්ලි වලට IDA Pro එහෙම සල්ලි වලට ගන්න ඕනේ. Burp suit සල්ලි වලට ගන්න ඕනේ. හැබැයි free versions තියෙනවා. Right. And then if you go to AI security, is another huge area. This is another single area that you all can work through. So come to the LLM session as well on Thursday. We talk about a lot of about AI, ML, and everything, Gen AI. Right? So there's plenty of problems right now in every other area of AI. So there's huge salaries hard to be. That's මුලින් පෙන්වන්නේ එකයි කොච්චර salary ගෙවනවද කියලා අර Coinbase එකේ. But if you want to go to this website like indeed.com, ගිහලා search කරලා බලන්න. Indeed.com එකේ ගිහලා බලන්න මොනවද cyber security වල ගෙවන්නේ කියලා ඉවරලා. Right? If you want to security guard නෙමෙයි අපි බලමු cyber security කියලා. Without malware කියලා ඉවරලා. Okay, so I need to log in first, I think. You can just do a search once you're connected to it. And but alerts දාලා තියාගන්න interesting ඒවා ගෙන්න ගන්න. Right. And then of course, this is the area that I'm specifically working these days. That's about OT and robotics and everything about out from your normal everyday computer. IoT devices to drones to helicopters to planes to nuclear weapons to robots to whatever not, right? Because end of the day, all these tools uses software in a way, right? And they use mechatronics also, electronics, electrical, and that's mechanical parts, and then mechatronics. But end of the day, to be connected, we use protocols like Modbus, DNP3. ජීවිතේ first time නහනේ සත පහකට ගණන් ගන්න එපා නිකන් යන්න දෙන්න. හරි. ඒ වගේම we have different types of tools like protocols පාවිච්චි කරනවා අපි. Modbus කියලා protocol එකක් තියෙනවා. අපි දැන් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් දන්නේ IT කට්ටිය TCP/IP, but මේගොල්ලන්ගේ ලෝකෙදී වෙනස් protocols පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ දන්නේ නැහැ TCP/IP කියවන්නේ. අමුතුම language එකක් වගේ. හරි. ඊට පස්සේ වෙනම tools තියෙනවා. ඉතින් SCADA කියලා තියෙනවා වෙනම අපි කිව්වොත් එම platform එකක් වත් වැරදි නෑ. ඊට පස්සේ I said protocols තියෙනවා. Then there are different types of devices called PLCs, programmable logic control devices. I think there are a lot of things there. But right now what's happening is all these things getting up to the internet. කලින් තිබ්බේ nuclear power plants connect වුනේ නැහැ internet එකට. දැන් ඒකත් internet connect වෙනවා. ඉස්සර rocket එකක් ගත්තාම mechanically connect කරා GPS එක දුන්නා attack කරනවා. දැන් මගදී හරවන්නත් පුළුවන් ඕන. හරි තරහයි වගේ නම් යාළුවා ගෙදරට යවන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම දැන් දේවල් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් robots ඉස්සරහට එනවා අපි කැමතුණත් නැති වුණත්. robots කිව්වහම නිකන් මිනිස්සු වගේ robots කියලා හිතන්න එපා. හිතා ගන්න බැරි જાතිය robots ඉන්නවා දැන්. හරි. ඉතින් miniature robots අත් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් that can be even some cell like robots. cellular robots අත් ඉන්නවානේ. ඉතින් yeah, so you can understand. Of course, then legal carriers. This just some areas that I wanted to show you where you can earn money. Okay, any questions? I've been talking and talking and talking. I hope the logic is clear. So එතකොට අපි සරලව ගත්තොත් එහෙම මේ හැම දෙයක්ම අපි කරනවා මේ sessions වල. අපි bug bounty program එකක් කරලා බලනවා. ඒ bug bounty attack එකක් කරනවා. soft attack. එතකොට අපි ඒකේ සම්පූර්ණ workflow එක ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. අපි මොකක් හරි එක website එකක් hack කරනවා නම් ඒ website එක hack කරන step wise අපි කරලා බලනවා. smart contract එක නම් code එක download කරලා බලනවා. malware එකක් නම් අපි ලියලා බලනවා. ලියලා එක අදාළට submit කරලා බලනවා. ඒගොල්ලෝ සල්ලි ගෙවනවාද කියලා. So we'll go through the process. ඉතින් අපි ලියන්න යද්දී අපි දන්නේ නැත්නම් language එක we'll going to learn about it. I hope it's clear. Any other questions? Hope it's clear. No questions at all. Okay. Right. So anyhow, so let me show you the next one. So, and the other thing is, when I'm going to teach you all this, we are going to use the AI augmented roadmap. ඉතින් මේක හරි පහසු වෙනවා හැමෝටම. මේක මම ගත්තේ ජේසන් හැඩික්ස්ගේ ජේසන් හැඩික්ස් කියන්නේ හැකර් කෙනෙක්. ඔයගොල්ලෝ ජේසන් හැඩික්ස් දන්නේ නැත්නම් එයාගේ ගොඩක් YouTube videos තියෙනවා. මෙයා පොඩ්ඩක් follow කරන්න. විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ හොඳම තැන දා follow කරන්න. There are plenty of places, but Twitter is the best place. Of course, LinkedIn is okay, right? Yeah, any question? What do you want me to share, Nuwan? Is it video, right? Probably Jason Haddix video, right? Yeah, I will share that. If you go and search for Jason Haddix, this guy is superb. Nice. So there are few videos of him. And again, bug bounty methodology in a video. I'm going to cover this. It's so famous. Every year he basically does that. Almost every year, right? So if you go and watch, you can see a lot of videos. So he's very common of sharing his methodology. මේ methodology කියන එක තමයි අපි ගොඩක්ම cover කරන්නේ. මොකද workflow එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. tools තිබ්බට වැඩක් නැහැ. You have a workflow හිතන්න ඕනේ. අපි ගේමක් දෙනවා නම් කාටරි කොහොමද එහෙම දෙන්නේ? හැකර් කෙනෙක් විතර කරන්නේ කොහොමද ඒක? හිතන විදිහේ ඉඳලා වැඩේ ඉවර කරන තැන වෙනකන් report එක ලියන්න එකන් he's having a methodology. Don't worry, I'm going to share it, but if you really want to go ahead and continue, this is the best place to start. If you go and watch his මේ බණ අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් ඉඳන් මෙයාගේ sessions තියෙනවා. මේ නයි නහම්සෙක් නැත්තම් මෙයාගේ නම මතක නැහැ. අපි නහම්සෙක් කියලාගේ channel එක කියන්නේ. He hosts a conference called Nahamsec Conf or something like that. But of course, if you go to DEF CON, all these guys, most of these guys, and of course, plenty more other guys are in DEF CON as well. So DEF CON is the biggest conference in the world for cybersecurity and the oldest conference. And there are more than 4,000 videos. I think මේක බලන්නම වට අවුරුදු ගත්තත් අවුරුදු 10 කරනවා. ඉතින් මම කැටි ක්‍රමයක් කියලා දෙන්නම් කොහොමද මේ වීඩියෝස් 4000ම ඕනනම් මාස 3-4කින් බලන්න කියලා. හරි. So that's plenty. So කවදාත් කවුරුත් හිතන්නේ නැතුව ඇති මම ඔක්කොම DEFCON videos බැලුවා කියලා කියන්න ආසාවෙන්. එහෙම කවුරු හිතපු කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවද මෙතන? If there's anyone, it's a fun thing to do, right? Because there's a lot of learning that you can do on how to do lock picking, or maybe things like how to do Unicode overflow, buffer overflow to spice and bytes. My goodness, right? And so many other fun stuff, right? Anyhow, so this is a good place. And of course, there's some called AppSecCon. There's another one. Yeah, so this is another security conference. And then, of course, we have Black Hat Conference. This is a paid one. Again, some of those videos are available online. And then there are so many other conferences, which is good to know, right? Anyhow, so this is his methodology. So he uses tools, AI tools for his methodology. So this is like his workflow. අපි බග් බවුන්ටි කරනවාදී මුලින්ම රීකෝන් කරන්න ඕනේ. හොයලා බලන්න ඕනේ කාටද ඇටැක් කරන්නේ. We have to map it. And then in cybersecurity, we use a word called fingerprinting. ඉතින් අර normal අපි පොලිසිය කට්ටිය කරන fingerprints ගන්නවා වගේමත් තමයි to identify uniquely targets. And you have to do analysis and then you do the exploitation, then you do the reporting. So all these stages මේක වැඩි වැඩි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. We can use AI. So I'm going to teach you how to do these things using AI technology. It's quite fun, and my goodness, the scope and the amount of things that you can now do is amazing, right? Choose example එකක් කියනවා නම්, so let me bring out this one. I'm not going to do this right now. I don't want to spend time. There's a few other things to cover. So මේ තියෙන බලන්න මේ දැන් අපිට chat GPT connect කරන්න පුළුවන් වගේ shell එකට. shell කියලා කියන්නේ command line එකට. අපිට සමහර command අර chat GPT එක ගහලා එහෙම අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. ඔක්කොම එකපාර මෙතනින් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ ඔයගලන්ට තේරෙන්න ඕනේ කොච්චර ලේසිද කියලා. ඉතින් ඒ වගේ අපිට ඉස්සරහට අපි කතා කරමු people who are there in my LLM sessions, we can do something called a RAG, retrieval augmented application, where you can have your own setup built up from AI to do any of those things. So obviously you can use cursor, and I can build up a quick, if I want, I can do my own shell GPT. If I think, okay, I need to do something called Lakmal GPT or Lakmal hacking GPT, I can do that. So it's a matter of, like, say, as an example, if I start doing this, open folder, let's go here, night hack session 1. Let me see Lakmal GPT. All right. And I'm going to start this project. I'm going to go as agent and I'm going to work with Claude. That's fine. I need to build a shell GPT like application, but with support to local LLMs and even uncensored LLMs. Hari, you guys have probably seen this. I have shown this multiple times, but people who have never seen this, there are uncensored LLM models. Uncensored කියලා කියන්නේ දැන් උදාහරණයක් විතර මම දැන් මේ වෙලාවේ යනවා මෙතෙන්ට ගිහිල්ලා අපි මම කියනවා chat GPT එකට ගිහිල්ලා අපි chat GPT එකට යමු. ගිහිල්ලා write me a code to recon slt.lk. හැමෝම මේ දවස්වල dialog එකත් එක තරහ නම් slt.lk to take it down කියලා වගේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහුවොත් මේගොල්ලෝ බෑ කියන්න chance එක වැඩි. I can't help with that. ඉතින් මේක කරපුවා ක්‍රම තියෙනවා. ඒක illegal unethical blah blah what the hell. අපි කියනවා whatever කියලා. ඉතින් ඒකට උත්තරේ තමයි ඉතින් අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් ඔලාමා run මේකේ ඔලාමා list කරලා බලමු. Yeah, මගේ මේ තියෙනවා llama 2 uncensored කියලා model එකක්. අපි ඒක run කරමු ඔලාමා. Can you guys see what I'm doing? කාටට ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවද මේ මොකද්ද මේ මිනිහා කියවන්නේ කියලා නෑ නේද? මේ local large language models. මත there can be few people who are here who are not coming into my LLM sessions. ඒවට එන්න වීඩියෝස් ටික බලන්න. එතකොට මේ දෙකම ඉගෙන ගන්න එක හොඳයි. I'm not going to sell that other sessions. Anyway, these are all free sessions, right? Nothing to sell, right? So the idea is when you learn those two things, you can work together, right? එතකොට මට පුළුවන් ඔලාමා run sorry list කරගමු ඉස්සර නම් මතක නැහැ හරියට. sorry ඔලාමා list then ඔලාමා run llama 2 uncensored latest. බලන්න මේක මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා. දැන් මේ මොඩල් එක මෙන්න මේ මොඩල් එක සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම මේ uncensored. ඒතර දැන් මට මේකේ අරක ටයිප් කරලා දාන්න පුළුවන්. right? So මගේ chat GPT එක අරගෙන that's my chat GPT. Write me code to recon SLT to take it down. Now I'm not sure whether this guy would, so where's my, sorry, I'm jumping here and there. Here, right? So I can paste this. here's a code snippet. මෙන්න ඔන්න කොහොමද මම SLT එකට attack කරන්න කියලා ඉවරලා. මෙයා ලියනවා Python එකක්ද? Almost like something. URB, open, import. Yeah, almost it can be Python, right? Response, finally, length එක බලලා. So yeah, so you can test that. So or you can ask how, even I have shown this earlier. Uh, yeah, how can I blast SLT company කියලා අහනවා. එතකොට අන්න කොම කියන මේකද blast කියලා කිව්වම මෙයා ගන්නේ hack කරන idea එක. But if you want to do a nuclear blast, how can I kill the owner of dialogue because වීඩියෝ එකනේ හොඳට ඇච්චරනේ kill of owner of a company. මේකත් පුළුවන්. මේක this is for learning purpose only, right? Unfortunately, it's possible to kill someone directly using some software program. Now the context is different. No, I mean how to kill for real. Yeah. So this is uncensored. So මෙහෙමයක් තියෙනවා ලෝකේ, right? අපි කැමතිවත් නැති වුණත්. ඉතින් මේ ඔක්කොටම guys, you can use these things. So anyhow, so you can build a product like that. So this is what I'm going to do. I need to build a shell like application, but to support local LLMs, even uncensored, and support all LLMs. Further, make the shell works with Python. Python and to run in any platform. Python kuhama anyway you can run in any platform. Yeah. So now see how fast it is to build it. Think මේක ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගොඩක් දේවල් ඉස්සර කරන්න ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන්. So you can have your own workflow created in this way. So what we're going to do is not only we build up applications like Shell GPT, but guys, we can, so this is what Shell GPT can do. You can just try it out today if you want. Okay, if you want the link for Shell GPT, let me share it now. Okay, so there was some requests too. Oops, sorry. Yeah, so this is the link is shared to the WhatsApp. So you can do all these things. See, code classic fast bus something. So they will do things, and we chat with it and everything. So apart from that, you can do agents. So this is the next big thing. You can do AI agents, and I can build the full workflow. So as you can see, there are different websites we can create agents. I can do AI agents to do bug bounty. That's also possible, right? So there are plenty of ways we can do, and we will learn how to do them. There are like what you say, commercial products, but guys, you don't have to use commercial products. That's the whole point here. I will teach you how to do these things by yourselves. Now, as you can see, it's built in the project. I think most of you know how to work with like tools like Cursor and things like that. But you can use these tools to do your bug bounty things or bug bounty process pretty fast, pretty smart, right? So, and that's the scope of what we are learning also, right? You can see Lakmal GPT, Universal Shell Assistance, and it has created README and everything, right? Even probably with another 5 to 10 minutes down in the line, I can make sure it works also, right? So I don't want to try it now, so let it run its work. But let me go through this one. So of course, now this traditional approach is we use these tools, but AI enhanced approach is used by everyone. All the big bug bounty hunters, if you go and check any big bug bounty provider, they do use these things. So why not you? And also this is a good time for you guys to start bug bounty seriously. So what I'm saying is there were 30, now we have 25 people now in the room. So what I'm saying, or maybe you will listen to this one. What I'm saying is be serious of doing bug bounty and this areas that I said. Select with one. You don't have to select with everything, but try your level best to be consistent and just have the attitude first. I can do this, right? And I can use this AI enhanced approach. So it says a lot of things. We'll talk about these things. Reduction in report writing time, And of course, every stage here, recon stage, mapping stage, fingerprinting stage, analysis stage, we can use AI enhancement. And you can do so many other things as well, which we can talk later on. Right. Let me close down all the things that we discussed. Yeah. So all these programs are pretty amazing. You guys can, and Immunify is another program like Code Farina. You guys can go and do bug bounty. And there are so many other things as well. They have different competitions that they run. So sky is the limit, right? So there's so many things that you can involve with. Yeah, I'll only keep this one. So don't worry, all these links available, everything I'll be share. Right. Any questions? We'll wait for we'll do for another 10 to 15 minutes. Please bear with me. Right. Any questions? All good. I think I can summarize now to some extent. So what I taught you was the overall objective, and also I showed you different platforms that you can work with, different areas that you can do bounty, and what you have to learn, and how you have to learn, and also the usage of AI in each step. So all these things we discussed. And of course, there are a few books which I'm going to give you. So this is one of the top books. A lot of people love this book. It's freely available, but don't worry, in my course platform, I'm going to host more than 10 to 15 books. You can have a collection with you like a toolbox. You have to have books, tools, Kali Linux, like operating system. Don't worry, there are also how to configure it properly, right? Not just to install it, how to configure it properly. So normally you don't do any of those bug bounty stuff in your normal operating system. Don't do that. You can build one, and sometimes you have to have a quick free DigitalOcean droplet or a what you call whatever you call them to do some stuff as well. That also will learn. And if you carefully look at the overall chapters, so these are the chapters: bug bounty basics, open redirect, cross-site request forgery, cross-site scripting. Don't worry, the whole idea is not to go through like stepwise, slide wise. No, we'll do activity and understand it. That's the best way to do. So this is one of the best books that you will learn. And of course, the next book is Bug Bounty Bootcamp. This is another good book, quite a good book, quite a famous book among students. Bug Bounty Bootcamp. There were a few other books which are famous those days, but yeah, nowadays like these are the more famous ones. These are more famous because they are more practical. These are very practically enabled you, right? Uh, yeah, and of course there are a few other very important documents which I want to share, but I will not bore you with all these things. I have a few slides to go through as well, but please tell me if there's any questions. Don't worry to ask your questions, please. So like I said, there's one more thing to show you. We will use this new age of cyber hunting. Of course, obviously, you can maximize your earning potential. So we'll talk about it. For bug bounty, we can use different types of recon tools. Don't worry, I'm just showing you these things. But when you're doing this, you will understand more. Different types of word list generation. For when you do recon and all that, you have to have word list, screenshot analysis, fuzzing, everything on bug bounty. And come to smart contracts again, we have different types of LLM-based frameworks which you can use, scans, and anomaly detection. So all these areas we can use AI. And again, malware, of course, a lot of things can be done on malware using AI. And of course, there's another area which I really don't want to push, but you can counter crimes. Counter means like you can fight with crime or criminals. I don't really explicitly ask you to do that. There's a lot of money involved for this. But the only thing is like probably it's not for everyone. It's for people who have a lot of good connections. And if you're planning to work for defense, like not our country, like in Sri Lanka, we have a lot of I would say huge played uh, projects, but so many other countries, national security is a huge thing. So if you go to a country like a lot of European countries, Nordic countries, Netherlands, Finland, Sweden, their military budgets are over $1 billion. So they ask some expertise people to come and work with them, military projects. Most of the time, you have to be citizens. So you can go and work with those guys as different ways, very interesting ways, right? You can work for them as a citizen, but they will pay you like a kind of a Sherlock Holmes for them. So there's a lot of, unless like not in Sri Lanka for what I know, but maybe you know a little bit more about this, but you can work with this as well. And OT security is another huge area if you are wanting to go through. I know one or two students who are working in this area these days from SLIT, robotics, and there are plenty more, right? So I'm not going to talk too much, but here, this website, I will share this one as well. The difference is like, it explains how AI will be used in all these areas. Okay, yep. I'll take on another 15 minutes. I'll not take all 2 hours. Any questions? All fine? Right. So next week onwards, we are going to start all the practical work, but I will let you know basically what we are doing before probably a day. Then you guys can prepare yourself and come. Right. Anyway, so that's quick things to show you. Now we know what is a bounty, but as I said, there's no way that you can do it from like without going into the water. Right. So this is Mr. Bean, jumping into water. So you need to jump into the pool and you have to start swimming. So similar thing, right? And basically these days there are few organizations that you need to work with. One is ODA OWASP. So I'll show you later, a little bit later on. There are plenty of things that you can do with OWASP, and they are also coming up with new frameworks. Probably you have heard about OWASP top 10. My goodness, now they have come with the top 10s and 20s for every different area, even for large language models. And of course, automation, right? Very important. That's why I said we can automate everything using AI. But remember one thing, anybody can do automation, right? But please remember, right? Intuition is the key here. Just think leisurely, carefully. සරලව හිතන්න මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන්. Attitude එක හදාගන්න, you are a good hacker, right? Then you can basically change the whole wide world. So පොඩ්ඩක් අර ඒ attitude එක තියාගන්න that you can do. This question, I heard that automated bug bounty tools may give you a false positive. Of course, all like hallucinations in ChatGPT, everything happens, but there are the ways to prevent them. Don't worry. And this is the AI roadmap. This is a slide deck shared by Jason Haddix, like I showed you earlier. So මේක තමයි AI කියන areas ටික. Recon, application analysis, exploitation, reporting. So මේ stages 6 තමයි නැත්නම් 5 තමයි. Actually, yes, five stages would be what he's trying, and so many other hackers are trying to make it automated using AI. So these are the AI methodologies. You can use models like large language models. You guys have heard about Claude, GPT, Gemini, and of course Llama, and so many other, right? And then of course RAGs versus system prompting. I'll teach you how to build a RAG. So I showed you earlier. So my RAG is in operation right now. It's almost done, right? If I want, even I can run this, right? See, I can basically run this using Lakmal GPT command, right? So later on, we'll test all these things. Don't worry. And we can use agents, I told you earlier. So if you really want, you can go to this crew.ai and you can create your agentic framework. You can do so many things, right? Sky's the limit. And of course, temperature. Again, in this sessions also, I'll teach you what is temperature. But if you really want to go really deep into AI, come to the LLM sessions. I have already issued 3 videos. You can watch them as well. And then, of course, here in this example, he says you can use GPT-4 and no agents and low temperature, yeah, and something called A/B texting. We talk about that later. Right. So there are so many other good guides. We'll talk about these, the different types of system that you can install in your toolkit. Basically, you can use Kali, and on top of Kali, you can install this. So this is something called Fabric. Basically, we can install it if needed. And the cool thing is then you can ask so many different types of questions using prompting. So this is an example. You are an expert on thorough on business intelligence bot, and you can create bots. It can be a WhatsApp bot. It can be a bot that runs in your computer, and there are so many other bots that you can create. And this is another thing that you'll do in this class, right? We'll create our own bots. සමහරට මාසයක් දෙක තුනක් යද්දී ඕගොල්ලන්ට ඕගොල්ලන්ගේම OS එක ඇතුලේ cloud එකේ bots තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඕගොල්ලෝම තමයි ඒක run හැටි දන්නේ. ඉතින් like you can make it automated, right? And remember කවුරු හැවුවොත් එහෙම ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නේ bots run කරන්නද නෑ. You will know your basics. You'll be fundamentals on your basics. Sorry, brilliant on your basics. Brilliant on your fundamentals. Right. So ඉතින් ඒ වගේ මොකද instructions දෙන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් උදාහරණයක් විදිහට මෙතන කියනවා you take a breath, relax and enter a state of flow as if you are just taken Adderall if you are follow instruction etc. So as this way you can make it so much fun. ඉතින් මේක මෙතනම තියෙනවා වෙනම social aspect එකකුත් මේ hacking වල. ඉතින් මේ agent කෙනෙක් හදද්දි මේ කරන විදිය මෙයා කියලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් එකපාරට ඇයි මේ වගේ instructions දෙන්නේ කියලා හිතෙන්න පුළුවන්. But there's some value there. Right. And then of course different types of terms, OSINT killer toolkit recon. So these things you can basically pump or inject into an agent. Don't worry, we'll these things practically do it and see. And then of course these are different bot tools or GPT tools. ඔගොල්ලෝ දැක්ක කලින් chat GPT ගාන GPT සදාන්න පුළුවන්. මේකට මම හිතන්නේ Claude එක නම් Gemini එකේ Gems කියලා කියන්නේ. Claude එකෙත් වෙන නමක් දෙනවා. ඔයගලට wrapper විදිහට ලියන්න පුළුවන් මේවා. නැත්නම් ඔයගලට ඕන ඔයගලගේ කම්පියුටර් රන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් you guys can run it on chat GPT itself. දැන් මේ හදලා තියෙන subdomain ninja කියලා කියන්නේ එහෙම හදපු එකක්. ඔයගලට මතක නැත්නම් ඒක I'll show it to you. What I'm talking about is this. If I go to chat GPT, right? මේ තියෙන එහෙම එකක්. Dolly කියලා කියන්නේ මෙතන ඇත්තටම sorry GPT එක search කරලා you can check for recon tools. There can be recon tools already developed. Recon cybersecurity එක search කරලා සමහරට හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් මේ ඔයගලන්ට. Security. Yeah, so you can see there's plenty. SOC analysis. So these are called GPTs, or you can check bug bounty. Bug bounty. And see, like one thing that you guys can do is if you want to develop a good bug bounty GPT, you can basically sell it here, right? That's another cool thing that you can do. Yeah, so you can see bug bounty hunter. It's done by a community guy, so you can basically work with it. Now you are not in ChatGPT, you are in this new platform called Bug Bounty Hunter. A bug bounty hunter with a cyber dog tracking and resolving software bugs. How can I track a memory leak in my code? So you can ask that type of questions. So when you create the bots, you might have to have a kind of an intuition like we talked about. Yeah, so it goes in details, right? C and C, yeah. We'll quickly go through. I don't want to take a lot of time. So these things we'll do, right? There's another one called Subdomain Ninja. And acquisitions. So I told you about acquisitions earlier. See, then මේ chat GPT එක වෙනම tool එකක් තියෙනවා acquisition වලට. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලෝ check කරලා බලලා කියනවා Yahoo කාත් එක්කද connect උනේ පහුගිය දවස්වල. ඇයි ඒක වැදගත් වෙන්නේ? ඒ පටන් ගත්ත අනිත් කම්පැනියත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට analyze කරලා බලලා ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ vulnerabilities හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. So thereby you can basically hack into that system as well. So and then there are so many other. Yeah, I don't really want you to go through this, otherwise you get bored. We come to this and we'll go through all this fun stuff next week onwards. So basically, this is all what I really wanted to share today. And next week onwards, I think we can go too deep into things. But next week, we'll start with one practical and probably we'll work with a one bounty program. So every week we are going to surely do that. And there'll be news item, and then blah and blah and blah. Yes, I'll share you the PPTs and everything. I'll share the video and we'll do it in the Podia, my platform. I will put all these things there. And also, like if anyone is interested in doing jailbreaking, so even those things also we can learn. So as an example here, you can use prompt engineering to do jailbreaking. So the sky is the limit. Probably you have heard about these things here and there. Now you can try out all these things. And there are so many things to learn and try out. Okay, it's almost 11:40 for me. I think it's your dinner time maybe. But yes, I'll welcome you all for the Thursday's LLM or the AI session. And Friday, we are going to start a very new session. Please share the word if there's anyone who is doing a bachelor's, doing their project work, starting, or masters, MPhils, PhDs, or anyone who is working in the industry who want to, you are thinking, okay, one day I need to have a passive income source. I need to build up my product. It can be a GPT, they can sell on ChatGPT, it can be a Chrome extension, it can be anything. It can be a blockchain, a smart contract, which I want to write, or maybe any business. But basically, it should be something research oriented. කවුරු හිතනවා රිසර්ච් කියන්නේ මේ PhD නෑ නෑ. එහෙම එකක් නෑ. සම්පූර්ණ වැරදි. ඒක තමයි මම පෙන්නන්නේ කොච්චර ලේසිද රිසර්ච් කියන එක. එකම වෙනස තියෙන්නේ. එකට platform එකක්, එකට framework එකක් තියෙනවා. And then we'll go through developing a startup on that. ඊට පස්සේ you'll understand, you'll worry like then how I can earn or find money to do these things. There are so many ways, crowdfunding to so many other areas. Yeah, that's what we're going to discuss on Friday's session, guys. Anyhow, so next week Tuesday we're going to start with we'll do some theory part also, just for you to not giddy up with the content, and then we'll do a practical, and then do a first quick bounty, one, just trying to find a one vulnerability on a real world bounty program, right? Real world bounty program, right? So it's going to be fun. Right. Sorry if it's a little bit boring today and too fast today, but really wanted to show the scope and the depth of what we're going to do. And please invite others who you have friends who are interested on this. But anyway, at last, what I want to say, if you're planning to do this, only thing is there's one thing that always make you broke or make you a millionaire or billionaire, whatever you want. That's just discipline. Discipline is a very simple thing. You have to be consistent. Discipline කියලා කියන්නේ මේ විනය කියන ලොකු වචන නෙමෙයි, consistent. 1 hour and daily දානවා නම්, no, and then you have a basic roadmap, you can achieve anything. That's I'm 100% sure. අපි හමාර කම්මැලි හරි අපිට excuses තියෙනවා, ඒව හරියන්නේ නැහැ. I think just sharpen your skills and have just a time. I mean, 1 hour for a day is not a big thing, right? It's not a big ask. I know any one of you can give that. So then, of course, you can earn that amount on bug bounty. Yeah, so we're talking about money all the time, but just forget for a moment what is money. But then you will learn a lot of good skills which you can use it anywhere, any job that you do, or anywhere in the world. All right, guys. Any questions? Any clarifications? Or any doubts? Good then. So if there's no other questions, we can say it the day. And yep. Yeah. So then hope that you all join next week, the same time, Tuesday. And please come, my invitation to a Thursday session and at least if you don't have time, just watch the video, that's fine. And Friday session as well. Thank you guys, and have a good night and have a nice week ahead.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.